Hey, good morning, guys. Pastor Adam here, and I know most of you are supposed to be doing your online classes, but here's our Monday motivation for today. And I was reading through the book of Numbers the other day, and which Numbers is a book in the Old Testament, if you didn't know. And there was some things I just wanted to share with you from this passage. And so, in Numbers, I was reading where Moses was sending the 12 spies into the promised land to kind of check it out and bring back a report. And so those 12 spies, they were chosen, they went to the promised land, and they explored the land for about 40 days. And when they came back, they gave Moses a report. They started off the report by saying, hey, Moses, man, the land is flowing with milk and honey. Not literally, but the land is lush. It's got trees, it's got fruit, it is awesome. Then they said, but the people there, they are huge. They're giants. Like we are ants in their eyes, and they'll devour us. They're going to kill us. There's no way that we can go over and take over this promised land. Well, there was problem after problem. The Israelites, they start rebelling. They start complaining like they've been doing. But there were two spies out of the 12 that said, no. They stood up. They stood up and they spoke to the people. And it was Joshua and Caleb. And I want to read to you from Numbers chapter 14, verses 6 through 9. Here's what Joshua and Caleb did. Joshua and Caleb, who were among those who explored the land, they tore their clothes and they said to the entire Israelite assembly, the land we passed through and explored is exceedingly good. If the Lord is pleased with us, he will lead us into that land, a land flowing with milk and honey, and he will give it to us. Only do not rebel against the Lord, and do not be afraid of the people of the land, because we will swallow them up. Their protection is gone, but the Lord is with us. Do not be afraid of them. Man, I love Joshua and Caleb's confidence in God, in their faith, in God's promises to them. They said, we will swallow them up, talking about the giants there in the land. And they said, for the Lord our God is with us. But the people, they didn't want to hear it. They didn't want to hear it, and they continued to rebel against the Lord. And because of that, Joshua and Caleb were the only two from their generation that were able to go into the promised land. Everyone else died off because they had to wander in the desert for 40 years. 1 year for every day that they explored the land. And so Joshua and Caleb, they were able to go and see and be a part and to enjoy the promised land. But there's a couple of thoughts I want to give you. And number one is this, is to stand up for your beliefs or your values and, man, your convictions and your faith in God, even if you're the only one doing it. I mean, Joshua and Caleb, the entire Israelite assembly were rebelling against God, but Joshua and Caleb were willing to stand up. And the people almost, they were talking about stoning Joshua and Caleb. But Joshua and Caleb, they stood up for their faith and the promises that God gave them. And so they were willing to do that. And so even if it's unpopular, man, I want to challenge you, encourage you to do the right thing. Stand up for your beliefs and your values and God's promises. The second thing is this, is don't let anything that you're facing appear bigger than Jesus. Don't let any giants that you're facing, whether it's doubt, fear, discouragement, loneliness, don't let any of those things appear bigger than Jesus. Keep your focus on him and trust in his words, right? God's words are true, so trust in his words. And I love what Joyce Meyer says. She says, sadly, we often stare at our giant-sized problems instead of at our God. I believe that more time spent worshiping and praising God would help us keep a clear focus and enable us to go forward with a strong, positive attitude, believing we can do anything that God tells us to do. Man, that's what Joshua and Caleb did, man. They weren't looking at the giants. They were thinking about God. Like God is so much bigger than anything that they face. And the same is true for us today here in 2020. No matter what we're facing, I know a lot of us, we're concerned about everything that's going on and being home and doing school online and not being able to get out and do things that maybe we used to enjoy doing. But I want to encourage you, man, Focus on God. Focus on what He promises for us. And He promises never to leave us nor forsake us. And so I want to encourage you guys, hey, get into God's Word. Share this with a friend. But man, do something this week that's going to help you be better than you were yesterday. All right? Well, this has been your Monday Motivation. And this is Pastor Adam. And just saying, man, we're praying for you guys. We love you. We hope to stay connected with you through social media and in this coming weeks and ahead. And so if you need some prayer, send it your way. Send it our way. And we'll make sure to be praying for you guys. All right? Have a great day, and we'll see you soon.